The following is an open letter to Renault-Nissan Alliance Chairman and CEO, Renault Chairman and CEO, and Nissan Chairman Carlos Ghosn and Nissan CEO Hiroto Saikawa. Dear Mr. Carlos Ghosn and Mr. Hiroto Saikawa, we would like to thank you for your leadership in the electric vehicle, EV, market. However, we would also like to ask you to take an important next step that would make Nissan's electric vehicles tremendously more appealing and useful for millions of buyers. This open letter is about the missing link between the current state of EV life and your bold vision for the electric future of the Renault-Nissan Alliance. Shortly before the launch of the Zoe, you, Mr. Ghosn, made 2 comments at a Stanford lecture that very accurately describe the backdrop. First, you said that in Europe, 80% of cars drove fewer than 40 kilometers per day and 20% of cars never left the city they were bought in. These 2 data points make a compelling case for the Zoe as a daily driver for many Europeans. Second, you talked about the emotions cars evoke and, more than that, how our vehicles represent freedom in our lives. A car is our private getaway, a friend with whom we spend hours each day, and a partner for road trip vacations. But that freedom is diminished with many electric vehicles on the market today, including the Zoe and the Leaf. And this brings us to the reason for this letter. The new Leaf looks to have everything a great EV needs: great battery capacity, a great price, great looks, and even forward-leaning autonomous vehicle technology in the ProPilot suite. But it needs more to really succeed, to be not just a competitor to the Chevy Bolt, but to sell in numbers comparable to the Tesla Model 3 or the Volkswagen Golf. As the top decision-makers at Nissan and Renault, making the Leaf a best-selling, widely desired, truly mass-market car is at your fingertips. Similarly, the Zoe is currently the top-selling electric car in Europe by a wide margin, but we believe its sales could grow substantially from one additional feature. The only necessary ingredient that is lacking for these cars is a charging network that unleashes the potential to conveniently drive across many hundreds or even thousands of miles, not just around town. Whether it's through the Great Plains states and Rocky Mountains of the United States, motoring from Norway to Spain, driving along the Gold Coast, or making the trek from southeastern China to northeastern China, the freedom and fun of road trips has global appeal. A Dutch colleague uses his car for fewer than 3,000 miles per year, as his commute is not even 6 miles per day. Despite what seems like a lucrative case for an EV, the Zoe was not an option for him because he has family 1,500 miles away that he visits once or twice a year. He has been taking these trips by plane, but he now wants a car that he can make that drive in. It is effectively impossible in a Zoe today. Generally speaking, his is a very common requirement. The siren song of the road tugs on our innate desire to explore and to be free. To unlock this freedom for EV buyers, a robustly deployed high-speed charging network is a necessity. As you know, one company has built such a network, Tesla. As you also know, Tesla is open to accepting partners into the Supercharging network. This letter and those signing it urge you to join Tesla with the Renault-Nissan ZE Alliance in order to benefit from and help to further build out the Supercharging network, to open it to all future Leaf and Zoe drivers, as well as drivers of other Renault-Nissan electric vehicles. Doing so will speed the adoption of Renault and Nissan electric vehicles, perhaps exponentially, by putting in place that last puzzle piece to make them highly functional for buyers. We understand that it is difficult for industry giants to concede that a small startup has created a critical component of the EV revolution. We understand that there is a certain humility necessary to initiate a partnership with Tesla on this topic. However, other solutions appear to be too slow and too inconveniently dispersed to satisfy many EV buyers in the next 3 to 5 years, just as the market is exploding onto a steep on-ramp. We believe this will be one of the auto industry's most dramatic S-curves, and we would love for Renault and Nissan to remain on the leading edge of that curve. The Renault-Nissan ZE Alliance is uniquely positioned to lead, thanks in part to its deep expertise in electric vehicles and battery technology, and also thanks to its ability to quickly scale up EV production and demand in order to guide humanity into a safer, more stable, more livable future. The technology of the coming decades is here now, and now is the time for strong and courageous action. Sincerely.
With a name like Nissan Pro Pilot Assist, you'd expect this tech feature to be a significant step toward self-driving cars. The system isn't quite that advanced, however, it's basically full-range adaptive cruise control paired with lane-keeping assist. It's a far cry from the autonomous Nissan Leaf concept vehicle we experienced 4 years ago, and only a very small step toward Nissan's stated goal of delivering a commercially viable self-driving car to market by 2020. The Nissan Pro Pilot Assist system instead aims to assist drivers in heavy traffic conditions and long highway stretches and is activated by a single button on the steering wheel. The adaptive cruise control maintains an interval to the vehicle it's following, much like every other system from other car makers, and can bring the car to a complete stop. If traffic resumes within 3 seconds, the system will automatically begin to follow. If the stop lasts longer, the driver will need to either tap the cruise control resume button or nudge the gas pedal in order to continue. The lane-keeping assist system works to maintain the vehicle's position in the center of the lane, but drivers must keep their hands on the wheel. If sensors in the steering column determine the driver is no longer hands-on, the system will emit a warning beep, along with visual alerts. If no driver intervention is detected, the car will slow to a stop. We tested out the Pro Pilot Assist system in dense LA traffic and found that it does a decent job of keeping the car in the center of the lane, but only under ideal conditions. If the lane markers become difficult to identify, the system will beep and the assist will deactivate. A change of pavement color is enough to shut off the system momentarily. The Pro Pilot Assist system will debut in the next generation Leaf that is set to be unveiled on September 5. Retrofitting existing Nissan vehicles seems plausible since the demonstration vehicle we drove was a current generation Rogue, but Nissan's current intent is to roll out Pro Pilot Assist as vehicles are redesigned.
Would you buy a Subaru WRX STI convertible? It's available for sale at Manchester Subaru in New Hampshire. The 2011 WRX STI for sale is a real model and it was modified by Newport Specialty Cars in Placentia, California. The custom body shop specializes in chopping the top off cars and SUVs not currently offered as convertibles. The Manchester Subaru listing shows only 9,042 miles on the clock and a price tag of $26,967 for this plasma blue pearl 2011 WRX STI. It looks like everything else is stock with a 2.5-liter turbo boxer, 6-speed manual gearbox, and no modifications to the suspension or exhaust system. The vehicle plaque says the top 2011 STI was completed 4 months after the manufacture date on September 1, 2010 when it was shipped from Japan. It also says the performance sedan complies with all applicable federal motor safety standards affected by the alteration in effect in 2011. It looks like the conversion by Newport Specialty Cars appears to be high quality with the original B-pillars retained, and an extra brace connecting them for added rigidity and strength. It also retains the stock carbon black leather interior that it came with from the Ghana, Japan factory. This is the same third-generation model that set a record-setting run at the Isle of Man TT Mountain Course. While Subaru WRX STI enthusiasts haven't been asking for a drop-top STI, fans would like to see a hatchback body style brought back by the Japanese automaker. But if you want a convertible 2011 Subaru WRX STI, here's one for sale in New Hampshire. You could likely negotiate the price and have it transported to where you live. You could also get your new 2018 WRX STI chopped at this shop. Go here for more details. Yesterday, Nissan provided details on the Canadian implementation of its Global Retail Environment Design Initiative, NREDI2, during a grand opening of the newly renovated Hiroto Nissan showroom. The NREDI2 outfitted dealership is visually and technically restructured in all areas, from sales, to service, to finance, in order to meet heightened consumer expectations for retail facilities. We rethought the Nissan dealership environment to complement the design, technology and drive experience that make our vehicles stand out, says Joni Pava, president of Nissan Canada Incorporated. Nissan's goal is to provide our customers with dealership experiences of globally consistent high quality. The rollout of NREDI2 dealerships in Canada signals the next generation of this new standard for dealerships under the Nissan brand. The new state-of-the-art dealership is based on Nissan's innovative NREDI2 design, intended to provide customers with attractive, comfortable, and welcoming places to spend time while also offering needed services as efficiently as possible. Nissan's NREDI2 features visual transparency and openness, exclusive delivery areas, a large, glassed view to the service area, a customer lounge set up as part of the showroom with the addition of a quiet lounge, and an increased use of digital elements including service and sales screens, configurator touchscreen tablets and digital wheel stands. There are a multitude of intangible factors contributing to a positive experience in an automotive retail environment. With its well-thought-out and gorgeous design, NREDI2 has taken us to the next level in terms of overall atmosphere and well-being for customers and prospects, says John Herbedian, president of Auto H. Gregoire. Whether customers have come to purchase a new vehicle, or to get a vehicle inspected or serviced, we strive to offer a comfortable, welcoming place to spend time, while also offering needed services as efficiently as possible. I am thrilled to deliver on those promises in an ultra-modern atmosphere which has a proven track record with customers, globally.